Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a fiery exchange on Capitol Hill that has everyone talking. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana took the gloves off during a heated debate with a Democratic witness. He challenged their views, called out their tweets, and left the room stunned. Whether you agree or disagree, there's no denying this moment was intense. Stick around as I break it all down. And hey, before we get started, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive like this one. Alright, so here's the setup. Dr. Keyes, a professor and expert in housing and insurance markets, was called as a witness in a Senate hearing on climate change. Things started off pretty standard, but then Senator Kennedy flipped the script. Kennedy challenged Dr. Keyes' reliance on climate models, questioning their accuracy and the bold predictions tied to them.
Dr. Keyes, Professor Keyes, are you clairvoyant?
Thanks for the question, Senator. No, I'm not.
I'm not either. So when you make predictions, these are my words, not yours. When you make predictions that climate change is going to destroy home ownership and the insurance market and otherwise cause the earth to spin off its axis, those predictions are made on the basis of climate models, is that right?
The forward-looking forecasts are based on models. My discussion was retrospective and focused on the data we've collected over the last 5 years.
If those models are wrong, then your predictions would be impacted, wouldn't they?
Senator, I would say that the famous quote is that all models are wrong, but some are useful. And in this case, there's a preponderance of evidence that suggests the direction that climate's headed.
Methanethiol?
I'm not aware of that term, Senator.
I'm surprised. I've read a lot of your writings. You seem to fancy yourself as a climate expert.
Senator, I'm an expert on housing markets, mortgage markets, and insurance markets. I'm not a climate scientist.
If I told you that methanethiol is a sulfur-based aerosol gas, kind of smells like rotten cabbage, that is produced by microscopic plankton in all of our oceans, which cover 75% of the Earth's surface. Would you have reason to disagree with me?
I certainly wouldn't, Senator. I'm here to talk about insurance.
If I told you that this methanethanol is an aerosol, which escapes into our environment, it oxidizes and produces particles that substantially reflect the sun's radiation and heat and prevents climate change. Would you have a reason to disagree with me?
I wouldn't, Senator. I'm here to talk about the insurance crisis.
I know you don't want to talk about things that undermine your confident assertions, but this is important. The Institute of Marine Sciences and the Cabrera Institute of Physical Chemistry just a few days ago published a startling study. It's being widely reported. And it found that while scientists and these climate change models on which you rely have always known about methanethiol, that now science has discovered ways to better measure it, and that it demonstrates that there's 25% more methanethiol being released into our atmosphere than any scientist ever thought. And that's going to have a huge impact on cooling the earth And we're going to have to recalibrate all of our climate change models. I suggest you read it, Doc. I mean, I see this essay that you wrote in the New York Times, appropriate New York Times. Climate change should make you think home ownership. Did you write that?
Yes, I did, Senator.
It's pretty bold. You own a home?
I do, in a flood zone.
Have you sold it?
Have I sold my home?
Yeah.
I live in my home, sir.
Oh, well, you're telling everybody else to sell theirs. You're a climate extremist, aren't you, Professor?
Certainly not, Senator.
You are a political extremist, aren't you?
Certainly not, Senator.
On July 9th of 2024, did you tweet the following, quote, honestly, the biggest long-term political problem the Democrats have is that they don't know how to talk to low-information morons, close quote.
I don't believe those are my words, Senator. I'd have to be able to see them if you would share that with me.
Yeah, here it is, big as Dallas.
I don't believe those are my words, Senator.
You tweeted them.
I don't believe that I did.
Yes, you did.
I may have liked someone else's tweet or retweeted someone else's tweet.
Do you
Those
often
are not my words.
like tweets you don't agree with?
Those are not my words, Senator.
Yeah, but you tweeted them in approval, didn't you? You
Those are
can't
not-
make this cat walk backwards, Professor.
Those are
On
not
July
my,
16th,
those are not my words, Senator.
2024, did you tweet the following, quote, a big part of modern right-wing culture is this frisson of the illicit. The reading of this or that writer or account that are outre in whatever ways, fascist, race IQ obsessives, Holocaust denial adjacent, people with very weird sexual fixations and pathologies they turn into their own philosophy, etc. A lot of them, and I think this is true of Vance, and definitely true of the creepy Silicon Valley MAGA weirdos, have simply pickled their brains, end quote.
Again, Senator, those are not my words, and I did not
Tweeted
tweet
them, Professor.
I did not tweet that, sir. Those are not
Senator
my
Kennedy,
words.
I mean, let me make this last point. You've got
for more
a lot
than
of
2
nerve.
minutes over your time. We
You've
have
got
other
a lot of
senators
nerve,
waiting.
Professor, coming
You
here
always go over your time so that I have to call
and
it
lecturing
for
us
you.
about Holocaust denial
But
being
really-
from the University of Pennsylvania.
This was pure political theater, intense, dramatic, and borderline uncomfortable. What do you think? Was Kennedy out of line, or was he making a valid point? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.